Dino, and I love video games, especially when management, complex decision making, strategy, or anything efficiency related. I would like to welcome you all to the very first installment, inside look of the Dino Management Company. Always wanted to create a consulting firm that was exclusively within the video game sphere. Many years, dream has finally come through. For some reason, it took forever to find investors to invest in a company that manages video games. I don't understand why people just didn't see my vision. But anyway, however, moments ago, I received a call from my lawyer that a group of investors decided to back me, and I already have an email from them with my first job. And overall, I kind of wanted to just document this journey and show off what I like to do. So let's go ahead and take a look. Yeah, wait a minute here, I guess. A little bit awkward. Oh, all right, there we go. That wasn't too bad. Okay. Dear Mordino, hello. We would like to introduce ourselves. We're the anonymous investors that has allowed your idea to become a reality. Now operate your very own management company for video games. Now you can just refer to us as the big bosses. Understand that this was all your idea. We'll be doing all the work. We are the ones with the money, so we call the shots. As you prove yourself, perhaps we collaborate more. Till then, you better just do what we say. First assignment is to build a thriving colony out on one of the RimWorlds. However, it's not that easy. You must meet the following criteria. The crash landing scenario, no settling in the temperate forest, void follower ideology. Besides the starting pawns, you can only hit the randomize button 5 times. Get it done, big bosses. Okay, kind of a lot to unpack there. First, I'm excited. This seems legit, I guess. I don't really know. I haven't been paid anything yet, so they're already talking about money. The fact that they're anonymous and just want to be referred to as the big bosses is a little bit of a worry, but okay, no. I'm going to put that aside. This is my dream. We're going to manage stuff in video games. We're going to do that, and this should be a really, really fun job for the first one because pure coincidence, I'm sure, RimWorld is one of my, if not my favorite video game of all time. So if you love any sort of colony builder or management type of game, definitely give it a shot. There are so many different ways to play, and even when you're losing, it creates all these just kind of entertaining little scenarios, and it kind of forges a story just as you play through it, and it writes itself. And even when you lose, you have a great time. Also, there's a million mods for it, and so there's pretty much infinite replayability. So we'll just go ahead and get that fired up real quick here. All right. So this is RimWorld here, and there are quite a few DLCs here. Royalty, Ideology, Biotech, and the most recent one, Anomaly. While I've played this game a ton, I have not played the most recent DLC very much at all. So I'm excited to kind of get back into this, and especially with the ideology that we have to choose, definitely explore more of the Anomaly side of this game. So we will go ahead and do a new colony here. So these are all the different scenarios. We are instructed to pick the crash landed scenario, and that's just kind of your basic RimWorld experience. Your colonists crash land. You have 3 of them. Start with some things, but not everything. So go ahead and pick that there. They didn't say anything about difficulty exactly. We'll just go ahead. Strive to survive. Since this is our first assignment, we'll just keep it on Sandra Classic. So the challenge kind of just builds naturally with the value of your settlement. Kind of way to cheese that. Kind of ways that you understand what's going to happen. Some of these other storytellers, as they're called, are random. So Randy Random, I know a lot of people love to play on him, but you can basically get wiped out at any moment's notice if you're not fully prepared for that. So with everything else going on, I'm just going to go ahead and stick to the classics. Oh, and I think the best way to play is the commitment mode because, like I said before, even the bad things that happen just kind of create a greater experience. So while I totally understand if you want to keep your 12-pawn colony of all super soldiers alive, it's more fun when some of them die and you kind of have to struggle or change the direction you're going. So I definitely like that. Go ahead and adjust this to 100%. We'll just do a bunch of random seeds. Saber. Okay. Sounds good to me. Generate our planet here. Okay, so this is the Earth. Is a pretty sweet Earth. Anyway, sorry. One of the requirements: no settling on a temperate forest. That is one of the easier biomes, I would say. So just kind of make it a little more difficult, I imagine. Arid shrubland. That might be fun. Well, not fun, but it's different. Rail forest. Very difficult. Okay, we're just gonna kind of zoom around the map here. Look for somewhere that's also kind of by these little icons, different factions. So some of them are neutral, as you can see here. So this is called a civil outlander. So that's basically they have like the same tech that you have, essentially, starting out with the crash landed. And they have a neutral tribe here, so they only use like bows and arrows, spears, that kind of thing. They arrive in great numbers. Also, there is a bunch of hostile, different things, pirates, different kinds of races, like the Yatakin are furries, essentially, giant Wookiee type people. Impids are like kind of like tieflings from D&D. Then also there's the Empire. They usually have super high tech and crazy psychic powers and stuff like that. So anyway, we kind of want to settle near at least one Outlander base so we can trade with them in the future if survive, that is. Let's settle on this road, these small hills, like our map a little bigger. Generally don't go into the large size as it messes up kind of pathing and kind of unbalances the game. Oh. Acidic smog every 190 days. Yeah, that's fine. All right. The ideology page, there's all sorts of different things we can do, but we have been required to do the Void Followers, which I've never done exactly. So let's see. There's no truth except the void. Let us learn its secrets and bathe in the endless black ocean. Alright, pretty cool. Ritualist. There's greater energy in the universe. Through ritual we can understand it and harness its power. Then pain is a virtue. Right, shown through suffering of self and others. Okay, and now kind of the core aspect, starting off here. For the crash landed scenario, you get 3 pawns here, so these top 3. You get another pool of 5 that you can pick from as well. You know, you can move them up here, back down. So we kind of got to look at all their skills, going to come up with a balanced party of what we want to do. And also another big thing to look for is the health of, for example, the health, the age. Want some good young colonists so they're not, you know, breaking their back every 10 seconds and basically useless. So another scenario that we had to deal with, or instructions we have to deal with, is that we can only randomize 5 times besides all the people that we have here. I don't know if you have played RimWorld before and you're kind of looking for something specific. I have sat here for 20 minutes and re-rolled the pawns until there were things that I liked. Not going to do that here, obviously. So we will try to find the best that we can for now. And honestly, we're not looking terrible just off the bat, but gotta look at everybody here. Gotta check out the traits. Then for the randomize, set on baseline for right now, but I am just going to click on any so we can get some variety, which is kind of fun. Nice, but all right. So, Space Marine. Curious of what chapter, but okay. Annoying voice, bad. Capable of caring and social, bad. Being in melee, very strong. So what these little fires mean is that 2 fires means they are very quick at learning that skill, and the little fires, they are sort of quick learning that skill. So you want to focus them on those kind of tasks, because if they have no desire to learn for it at all, for example, this construction, their learning speed is 35%. Which is terrible. So trying to do construction with this person it's just a bad idea, not a good thing. So it's really important to kind of focus on what they have passions for learning and doing. So yeah, shooting, melee, mining, and intellectual is not the worst, since we got limited amount of people, and it's good to have a good fighter. 52 is old, but not terribly old. Okay, here. Misogynist. Okay. People dumb, violent, intellectual, very social, but construction, mining, crafting, meh. Oh, good. Okay, ooh, super immune. 34. Plants, animals, intellectual. Having good plants is good. Okay. Stats. Keep these top 2 for now. Okay, garbage. Wait, that doesn't make sense. Yeah, especially if, verification stuff we have. Wimp is very bad. Plants, animals, artistic. No, everything else is garbage. Not good. Shop kid, social, intellectual, delicate. Ooh, not good. Everything else garbage. Art student. Ooh, staggeringly. I'm sorry. Ooh, pregnant. Anyway, not good. let's see. So, as we kind of look at these team skills here, this is just from our first 3 people here, the people that are actually going to be landing. So we have, like I said, we have a pretty good mix, but I don't like this guy. Definitely, we need some cooking. I like to have some plants, some cooking. Obviously, construction and mining are nice. Ooh. Okay. Wow. Got some melee, cooking, medical, social. All right. Guy is pretty chemical interest. We can deal with that. Melee dodge. All right. No construction really. Not good construction. We shall deal with that later. For the sake. Oh, it's the first assignment. How hard on me can they really be? I think we're just going to go ahead and we're going to launch and get this thing going. 3 of you awake in your crypto-sleep sarcophagi to the sound of sirens and ripping metal. Barely get to the escape pods before the ship is torn apart. Sometime later, land on this unknown rim world. They said the thing. As pieces of the shredded starship fall around you, you start making plans to survive. Oh my. Okay. So, well, let's get the alerts. Start with 3 colonists, some food, a couple of guns, a little bit of armor there. We do get a pet, which is a yak, female yak, which is very nice. We can get some milk from that. Sometimes you get like a monkey or like chinchilla or something, or a rat, which not great, but yak, very useful. Okay, so first we're gonna go ahead and which guy's shooter? Okay, got our shooter here. So we are going to give them the bolt action rifle, and our second best shooter going to give the revolver, and Jesse the melee man, we're going to get the plasteel knife. Go ahead, equip that. I'm going to go ahead and unforbid all these survival meals and equipment, silver. Silver's like the currency. Unforbid all the steel, all the wood. So now our pawns will be able to interact with those things here. First thing to do is always go to the work section, check out manual priorities. So you want manual priorities. The lower the number, the higher the priority. 1 is they will try to do that first. That firefight 1. Then this is kind of what I do, and like I said, honestly, I'm no master at this game. There's tons of people that are insanely good at it, but I just kind of like to do this. Let's see here. So yeah, basic is like flipping switches and stuff, whatever. We'll just leave this out. Shooter, right? Yeah. So it doesn't matter so much now as we go ahead and get into the later aspects of the game. We'll mess around with this more. So, starting a base. This is our arid shrubland. Zoom out, you can kind of see all these fairly new feature. They'll highlight the animals around here. Not a lot of rocks. Important thing, go over down to this bottom right here and the toggle fertility overlay. So, green, they're light green here, just like the normal fertility for the soil, but this darker green is like 140% compared to the 100. So different crops are affected by the fertility differently, but general rule of thumb, the more fertile the soil, the faster the crops grow, which is very important, I would say. Unless you're trying to do something cheeky and kind of like your own challenge. Crops are pretty important. Alright, so we got a good couple of patches of super fertile land here. Here, pretty good to start with. And also another thing I have noticed is that we have this natural kind of C shape of the mountains here. And then with, you know, a little thing there, another little thing here, here, and here. So basically, we can close this all off and kind of make this area our base, kind of funnel in enemies through one direction. So we're just not going to be attacked from every side, because while this game's combat can be quite difficult, you can, if you don't know what you're doing, this combat is pretty difficult, especially into like the mid and later game. But you funnel enemies kind of to one central location. Obviously, it gets a lot easier, and you can do all sorts of different things to further increase your chances of survival. So, I'm gonna make a couple of grow zones here. This one, I don't like. Boop. Make this whole zone farther away, so I'm gonna make it corn. Shoot, is there? Remember everyone's skills. So plants is 8 with a burning passion. Okay, that is good. Here, do heal root medicine, which takes a minimum skill of 8, so that's extremely nice that we already have that. And do a 3x5 here. Make some cotton. I don't know why I said that so weird. Cotton. 5x5 of the most important crop. Rice. Rice is delicious. Rice is life. You just get really good yields from it, and also it grows pretty fast. You do have to cook it. This is well, I guess I'm talking about real life and game, but in game you have to cook it, or else it makes them very upset. But it's fine. Cook it, then we'll do some strawberries. Strawberries, cotton, heal root, corn. Maybe I'll make some potatoes later. Whatever. This is fine for now. Also, what we're going to check out, a little bit of mining. Mine if nothing else to do. But we should go ahead and make somewhat of a base. I think I'm going to dig into the mountain a little bit, but then just kind of build off that. I'll just make this flat. Get rid of that fertility view. So yeah, they'll go ahead and chopping. And if you just notice, they just threw up right there. They have just awoken from their crypto sleep sickness. So that's the little caskets they're in. So they're going to not be feeling great for the next 2 hours. But as you can see here, you know, it's a reason I love this game is the health and like medical tabs are so in depth of consciousness, moving, manipulation, talking, eating, sight, and all those things. They actually matter, affect different things, and consciousness obviously is probably one of the most important ones, because you know you're awake and can do things. But you know, if you start getting into fights and people start losing fingers or hands or arms, their manipulation goes down, which then affects their cooking, their fighting, their crafting. So important, and just kind of a fun way to do that. And you know, it's always kind of one of those things that you just like imagined when you were a little kid or something, playing swords, and you hit someone in the arm and you're like, oh, you lost your arm, you can't use that. That's how this game works, and I feel like not a lot of games actually do that. So cool, it's fun. Anyway, so we're just gonna zoom around here, mining away. Start with wood. Generally, building with wood is not the best idea, as wood catches on fire. Go ahead and just build a couple of walls so we can enclose everything. Cat over there farming away. Sorry, just checking on the yak. And so, as we are farming, it's going to take a couple of days to grow. However, there are these berry bushes and agave. Go around and click on them and see which ones are ready to harvest. And if we have a need for food, we can do that. There's a bunch over here. And also we can always hunt as well. Go ahead and unforbid these, so our colonists, when they have a chance, depending on their priorities, will go ahead and haul them back to a specified storage area, which I have not set up yet, but I'm just kind of letting them get this little area under a roof, actually. Jesse is building that. I'm gonna go ahead and mine this out as well, just because I like nice right angles when possible. Okay, and then important thing is having beds for everybody. So this is just kind of the starting base. A very important thing in RimWorld is the mood of somebody. So if we go over to needs, you can see their mood. As their mood gets past these little bars, these little thresholds, they can have, minor breaks, major breaks, or extreme breaks. And that is basically things that you can no longer control your pawn. I guess you can never really control them and draft them for military action. But they kind of go off and do their own thing. And that could be as simple as they lock themselves in their room for a while, or they can go and dig up a bunch of corpses and place them on the dinner table. They can light everything they see on fire. They can try to beat up or kill their other fellow colonists. So mood is a key factor in this game of making everything run smoothly. And then you can see here on this list, there's just all these different things that affect their mood. Low expectations is just kind of from starting out. They give you a little leeway there, and difficulty. Initial optimism, see that expires in 7 days, but we just got a new settlement. They'll be fine. Then some of these other ones with these icons are related to our ideology. So this guy's in serious pain and he is scarred up. And those actually add to his mood, where if we did not have this ideology, both of these things would negatively, in fact, affect other pawns. And another one here, you can see this is like an individual want, that this person is a body modder, but they are frustrated because they don't have any artificial parts. But we can get them some artificial points too if we. This game is incredibly complex as well as we kind of get into it. We'll start off with just a simple, we got to survive here, but it gets much more interesting. As you can see, there's a research tab. Scrolls all around here. Yep, it keeps going. Anomaly is part of the newest DLC, which I have not done a ton with. So we shall see what's going on there. Then a dog said is one of the few mods I actually have on this run because I get very upset. Things happen to animals, both in real life and this game. So I do everything I can to save those animals. So, if I got a dog, you are damn sure that I am spending all my resources to get that dog super prosthetic bionics that allow the dog to outlive everyone else in the colony, because that's really what's important. And here, farming. Ooh, a couple things I forgot. It's been a while. Very simple thing. Fun. Horseshoes. Horseshoe pin. Construction. Bad coal. Have to deal with it. Up and down trees, doing some planting. Just having some fun. Rocco doing whatever. The base a little bit. These little time things. Clocks. They're called clocks. These little clocks represent that they are idle. That is bad. I am being a bad manager. Never have idle people. Well, never say. Anyway, you're going to clear up the base here so we can highlight these chunks, which are ugly. Do anything at the base. Dumping stockpile. Here already. Select the zone, select the storage, and to see what we put into this, this is the default for a dumping zone. Animal corpse. Put everything else there. But looking for chunks. Called. Pull this one away as well. Another thing. Later. Another thing. Dumping stockpile zone. Make a little one right outside here. For any sort of hunted game. Clear all. Priority bird. Go to animal corpses. So that will have all the animal corpses there. And I'm going to get rid of rotten. Don't want them to bring rotten corpses there because they're going to sit there all day and multiple days, and they'll keep making. A not so great miners here, but they got some passion for it, so they'll get better. Thing we'll do. Okay, so looking at all these different rocks here, basically a few little things that stand out, the different colors. That's uranium there, little texture. Steel, the yellow is compacted machinery, and basically materials that we need. I want to get some steel, but also I don't really want to get closer. There. A new feature as they discover more steel in the mountain. Head and out. For now, this is kind of sloppy and not the best, but for right now we're just going to throw a big old stockpile zone there, so when anyone has any free time, we're going to start gathering kind of all the materials around the map that we have unforbidden and bring them to the stockpile zone. Away. My goodness. I believe I have forgotten one of the staples RimWorld meme culture need for cable. they get very upset. Well, not very upset, but they get a negative mood modifier if they do not eat. And -3, which it's not a lot, but also for everything else that happens to these poor people, that seems kind of a lot to be. That seems like a strange thing to be upset about. And I don't even have enough construction to make stools. That's great. Wait, now that I think about it, I have this special ideology that I've never really played with. So let's. Oh my. Okay, so interesting. So this is kind of a game-generated narrative of our ideology or our religion, whatever you want to call it. Birth of the Architects was the greatest pain the universe had ever known. Architects touch every human consciousness directly on a regular basis. But only believers can feel and benefit from their wisdom. In the future, the Architects will raise up all of humanity to a higher level of consciousness, but only those able to endure the greatest pain will survive. So, what that means for our people, they enjoy heavy scarification. Pain is good to them. It increases their mood when they're in pain. Oh, comfort is ignored. That's good to know. Slab. They prefer to sleep in slab beds. Okay. Temperature tough. Wow. Okay. This is good. It can be hardier people living in the wilderness, essentially. However, research very slow. It's bad. That is bad. So we don't get to move our way through the tech tree, but we do get very efficient void study. Again, don't know how good that is. Psychic rituals exalted. Okay, so need to do some psychic rituals, blah blah blah. Alright, this is the more interesting things here. Okay, they like skull spikes. Execution good. Slavery bad, which, you know, slavery is part of RimWorld and you can make some people do some crazy stuff. So, oh no. Organ use, no harvest. That is sad. Wait, cannibalism is acceptable? But they don't... You can't harvest organs? That's a little strange, but whatever. We'll roll with it. Eat people? Okay. Eat their liver? Okay. Take out their liver to use it? Bad. Whatever. Different roles here. First cutter. Moral guide. So that's like the leader of your faction, and that's like your priest kind of thing. Different relics. Rituals that we can do. Ooh, gladiator duel. That's cool. And you can, at the beginning of the game, kind of customize your own thing here and select different things, whether you want them to be part of your tribe or not, or different levels. But I thought it would be kind of fun to just pick it and kind of see what happens, since I had no idea what this one would be. But anyway, basically, I need to get them slab beds, and the fact that they will not have comfortable chairs does not matter, actually. Sure why it's bringing those back. And some steel. Well, which, ooh, in an arid shrubland, wood is going to be finite resource until I can start farming it, actually. Like, do now. Okay, gonna bring up, so wood trees take a little while to grow. What I'm gonna do here. Can I even do that yet? I cannot. Right. Like we are chopping Drago tree. And oh, pen needed. Okay. Yeah, so since we have a animal here, a domesticated animal, we just need to go ahead and build a fence here. Well, they are able to feed themselves as long as, like, you know, there's a little grass around. Depending on the size of the pen, depends on the amount of animals it can sustain. Since we only got the one for right now. Anyway. Pew. Basically, we got to build this pen to make sure our yak or buffalo. Close. Elephant. Hopefully it doesn't need crops. Fight an elephant right now. Heal. Finding a way. Like this person can see their progress is zooming up. They have a minor passion for learning this, but this is way faster than someone who has no passion for it at all. And you can go ahead and see they're about to get to level 4. And as they level up those skills, they do slowly degrade over time. But the higher the level of the skill, the faster it degrades. So it still takes a long time to like lose a level. But in order to lose level, they would have to not use that skill at all for many, many days. Yeah, we got a good chunk of steel here, so I'm actually going to stop the mining here. Because like I said at the beginning, the type of threats you're going to face is related to your net worth, essentially. And so if I went around and dug up all these machine parts and this jade and this uranium and I just kind of hoarded it, the game would think I am doing much better than I actually am, and I would get some raiders sent to me and I would get stumped. But so we're going to avoid that. Avoid unnecessary wealth hoarding, as everyone should do in this world. But, you know, that's neither here nor there. Anyway, let's check out this fallen monument. Monolith. Lines carved into the surface form a disturbing pattern. Investigate to learn more. And so investigating this monolith is kind of how you start all the spooky stuff happening. So we're going to get established a little bit first, and thousands more than I wanted. But source I'll do shortly. But the idea here it kind of their own way, but I'm gonna do got a lot of steel right now. Now it's gonna be cool. And build a door there. Later. Basically, I'm gonna store the corpses of any sort of animals that we hunt here. We go in there to butcher. I'm gonna make a little freezer here, and then fueled stove will be right here. So I just pop in and whoop 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 whoop. That's how they cook the food, as everyone cooks with whoops. And not having someone good at construction is bad. It sucks. But part of the challenge, you know, it's exciting. Right now, we have packaged survival meals that never go bad. So, wearing the armor, which fine, I guess, but it slows him down. But he's ready to fight. Fine. Alright, so we got our stove here, got our steel butcher table. But like I was saying, with the packaged survivor meals, they don't go bad, so we'll kind of keep eating those for now. Maybe saying, what are those giant bulbousy creatures? I will tell you. Mad rat. Got a little alarm. 3 idle colonists, which is bad. I should be paying attention. Easy. So you normally cannot directly control your colonists at all. They just work on the priorities that you kind of assign them. They work down through that. However, in combat, that is where you can control them directly. So I have everyone selected. Draft them. You can see you can click where you want to move them. You can set them up in little formations. And since this is just a rat, just going to kind of post up in the middle here. And the idea with the shooters closer together, have the melee guy out in front, and they will start blasting away. And missing. There we go. 1 shot, 1 kill. So dead rat, all that back, make some meat out of it. One that got the kill, as to be expected. All right. So we got this. Wow, this pen can only support 0.44 nutrition growth. This buffalo eats 0.86. That's surprising. So do one of these. But we need more wood. Again, map where wood is not good right now. Go chop some random stuff. A couple of these trees. Cacti. Alright. So, expand. Well, this is going to be the way my bridge is. Now, start mining that out. So what a lot of people do, alright, so thanks to a good mood, people can get little bonuses. So, thanks to a high mood, Hiroko has experienced an inspiration. Will shoot more accurately for the next 8 days. But what a lot of people do is they'll make like a big, not a big, it'll be pretty tiny. They'll make a barracks and they'll show you quick. They'll make beds that are, how do they something like Something like this. Then you put a end table in the middle of here. End tables give a little comfort bonus, but our people don't even comfort. But so they'll group beds around an end table, and they'll put it all in a barracks and do a bunch of like art in there and stuff. So the beauty's really good, but I don't like doing that, honestly. I know I'm not min-maxing. I think everyone should have their own bedroom. That makes sense to me. So we'll get working on that eventually. And I'm sure the benefit is not worth the cost of the room, like the physical space it takes up and the amount of different things you need to build. But I play this game for fun. I'm not trying to min-max. I think I've only technically won like a handful of times out of the 1,200, 1,500 hours I've played it. Honestly, about the story and just kind of doing different little challenges for myself and seeing how things work out. So, if you want to build 20 beds in a room, go ahead, but not what I'm interested in. Still working away at these survival meals, so we don't really have to cook anything yet. This rat will spoil in 1.8 days, so we just want to make sure that we butcher that before then. Alright, so this pen is completed. Now we can go ahead and deconstruct this middle part here. Get some wood back, be able to roam. Alright, so that barely sustains one yak, but that's all we need for now. Keep chopping away here. Chopping, picking away. Okay, since it looks like you'll be here for a while, Cat thinks you should give your faction a name. What should your faction be called? A good question. You know what? We'll go ahead and be a little vain here. You're now the Mordino Management Company. Also, we need to give the settlement a name. What should this local settlement be called? You know what? We got the one yak. From now on, this shall be Yaksville. Okay, so we're starting there. We just kind of named our people. And I think right there, I'm going to go ahead and give it a pause. And that might be it for right now. We just barely kind of got established, but that is okay. This game is a long one, and we will get through all the different interesting things going on. But now, I think say goodbye and see you next time.